and then it's asking if you want to donate today.
I'm disgusted by Petco's hypocrisy. I was on Reddit earlier and I came across this thread. The irony of, would you like to donate to save pets' lives? This is something that I've called attention to before. I try not to go to Petco for a number of reasons, but today I had to get some stuff for my aquarium. I had to get some water treatment liquid, and I had to get some bird seed for BB. And when you check out, they ask if you want to donate. Now, it used to say, would you like to donate to save a homeless pet or to help a homeless pet? They've since changed that, and it just says, would you like to donate? And it says Petco Love, which is their nonprofit organization, their foundation. And I don't know if people were complaining about the homeless pet thing, because that always has bothered me, because Petco, more than any other pet store, any other chain, any other place, is directly responsible for so many homeless pets. This article, this thread, is actually written by a Petco employee, and it starts out, I love that Petco has the nerve to have a charity that helps cats and dogs. I'm honestly not even sure what they actually do. I've never heard of the Petco Foundation until I started working here. But they support mills like California Zoological Supply, APET, Marshall Ferrets, and Reptiles by Mac. Like, how can you guilt people into saving pets' lives and then source your animals through the most evil and disgusting companies? Now, I don't know anything about these companies, and this is obviously this person's opinion, but they go on to say that there's literally footage of these companies, and it's vile, and it's beyond anything that you'd see in like sci-fi movies. I don't know if that sounds dramatic. Plus, none of the reptiles and small animal stuff is actually anything I'd recommend. I regularly send customers to Chewy and the internet. And this gets to something that I want to point out actually at the beginning, which is that most Petco and chain pet store employees are really the sweetest, kindest, friendliest people and the biggest animal lovers out there. And I know that because not only have I interacted with them in the store and found that to be true, but many Petco and other pet chain employees have emailed me directly in response to some of the videos that I've put out about Petco and pet stores in general. Now, of course, I'm a big advocate of adoption through rescues and shelters, and that's why it's a slap in the face when Petco is asking that you support their charity when the link to their charity is petcolove.org. I'm going to take a look at it here in a minute, but I just want to get through the explanation of why I find it so despicable, why I'm so disgusted, and why it's just blatant hypocrisy on the part of Petco. The main thing, and especially when it said help a homeless pet, if you go on Pet Finder, which is a website that helps you find homeless pets, pets that are animals that are in the shelters currently, you will see all sorts of animals in the shelters, and it goes by your area code. You can search by type of pet, and you will see guinea pigs, you will see rabbits. I'm talking about on Pet Finder. You will see bearded dragons, you'll see chameleons, you'll see geckos, you will see turtles, tons and tons of turtles, hamsters, mice, rats, all the animals that you see in Petco, you will see on Pet Finder. There were so many bearded dragons in these tanks, and when you go on Pet Finder, bearded dragon after bearded dragon all across the country, so many of them needing homes. Snakes, iguanas, tarantulas, turtles, oh, those poor hermit crabs, geckos, chameleons, so many turtles, so many turtles, so many different types of snakes. And these iguanas, the snakes, you see them all on Pet Finder. And if you look at the small furry animals on Pet Finder, there's so many guinea pigs and chinchillas and hamsters and mice and rats, so many guinea pigs. There's rabbits, and you may notice that these postings, some of them are from Southern California Guinea Pig Rescue. This boy looks familiar. Yeah, that's my Pongo. And these guinea pigs in the pet store are competing against the shelters and the rescues. There's a California state law which prohibits Petco from selling dogs, cats, and rabbits. But it doesn't include guinea pigs. It doesn't include hamsters. There's still so many animals that Petco continues to sell, despite the fact that those exact same species, breeds, what have you, are currently listed on Pet Finder and are at local shelters, which in some cases are less than a mile away from Petco. And you can't really blame customers for not knowing. They go in for some supplies and they see these animals, and a lot of times there's an impulse buy. Now, I posted on Reddit because I couldn't help put my 2 cents in. Now, you can't entirely blame Petco, and a lot of the blame falls on these customers for impulse buying animals, not doing the research, not learning about proper care. But it is Petco that facilitates these purchases and presents people with a false presentation of care standards. And so people come in, they see guinea pigs, they see them in a small enclosure, they see a bunch of boys together, and they think, oh, it's easy, and they're not set up to care for these animals properly. We're going to take a look here at petcolove.org. Here it is. You can check it out for yourself. Love changes lives. Petco Love, a nonprofit, a national nonprofit, improves the lives of pets and their people. With nearly $400 million invested, we're creating a life-saving nation. Now, here's another thing that actually somebody pointed out in the Reddit thread. Some of the people said, well, this organization has built shelters, and they have paid for various cancer treatments and things like that. But someone pointed out that this is the customers that are donating. Now, I don't know if Petco, the corporation, is taking their profits and also investing in this organization, but when they are asking the customer to support their own nonprofit, meanwhile, they are profiting off of the sale of animals that are currently floundering in shelters. It kills me. You scroll down. We harness the power of love to make communities and pet families closer, stronger, and healthier. It's all garbage corporate speak. And then they list the challenge. All pets deserve love. We help them find it. 1 million plus pets never find a loving home. Many pets are unnecessarily euthanized without accessible veterinary care. 1 in 3 pets goes missing and never make it back home. And many never make it back home. Countless shelters and organizations are under-resourced. Now, all this is true. And Do I want Petco to be the enemy of rescues and shelters? No. They are in a position to be the greatest ally. If they would stop selling animals, then they would instantly rehabilitate their reputation. So that's one thing. If they wanted to completely turn their image around, stop selling animals today, stop selling animals tomorrow, and most people would instantaneously want to support them if they were doing all these things and not contributing to that problem. So they do several things. Petco Love Adopt is where they support the shelters. Now, so visit Petco Love Adopt, and you can search in your city or zip code by dog, cat, or other. So let's just do Los Angeles, and we're going to select other. Now, what you find is there's 90 rabbits. And nobody else. Why is there no other species? Because those other species, they sell at Petco. Now, I rescued, 8 rabbits. I've rescued 10 or more rabbits over the last many years that I've been doing rescue, and I couldn't find homes or a shelter or a rescue to take a few of them after almost a year being with me. And it was a Petco that facilitated the adoptions by housing them in one of their display cages. And it was a rescue that actually sponsored the whole thing, did the adoptions. And they came back like every day to visit and care for the rabbits. But they were offered that space. Now, that shouldn't be, oh wow, Petco's so wonderful for doing that. I mean, it is good that they're doing it, but that should be at the core of their mission, not just like something that they do as like a PR thing or to rescue their reputation. They should be doing it for all these animals that are floundering in shelters. Not just rabbits. And I've said it before, it's not only Petco, because Petco stopped selling rabbits in California years ago. And what are all these rabbits doing in shelters? They're coming from somewhere. There's breeders, there's backyard breeders. And so I'm under no illusions that if, and I was talking about this with Fenella just the other day when I brought some piggies, that if Petco did stop selling animals, that would empower or open up an opportunity, disgusting opportunity, to backyard breeders to fill that void. But I think what Petco and pet stores that sell animals do that is the problem is, like I said, they present a false representation of what care is, and they stimulate this impulse buy. If people didn't see guinea pigs in these display cases, they probably would never think about it. They would never think about it unless they saw somebody that they knew in their life that had and loved guinea pigs, instead of just walking by and seeing them and thinking, oh, that might be easy. And there's really two kinds of owners in my experience when it comes to guinea pigs. In general, there are the owners that made the mistake, probably from a pet store or somewhere, and they didn't learn about proper care. They end up getting tired or bored or regret getting guinea pigs, and they end up taking them to the shelter, to the rescues, wherever. And if you had a friend that was in that situation, many of the people that I've worked with, they're like, oh, the guinea pig's boring, or we don't care about him, or we're just too busy, or all these excuses about why they're really just not into that guinea pig anymore. And so if you knew somebody and you didn't know anything about guinea pigs, you wouldn't be inspired to adopt or to buy a guinea pig if you saw somebody that you knew having a bad experience. But if you had a friend or a family member or somebody who did have a good experience, was giving proper care, did learn all about proper care, and loved their guinea pigs, and you got to know them and fell in love with them as well, then you might be inspired to get a guinea pig, obviously get more than one, work with a rescue or a shelter, and do it the right way. And I think that is something that it will snowball, and the more people that are doing it the right way, the more they inspire other people to do it the right way, and the more people that do it the wrong way, that just kind of creates the problem that we're stuck in right now. Petco Love also facilitates finding lost pets. We're here to help you find your pet. So if you lost a pet or if you find a pet, you can list where you found them. You just go in here. I lost a pet. Where did you find them? Right. I found a pet, etc. And then, of course, here are some reunited pet stories. Of course, it's all about the PR. Oh, we found our pet through this. Which, having lost and found a pet before myself, there's no better feeling, and there is also no better heartbreak when you lose a pet. So the fact that they do that is really great. Another thing that they say they do is they champion pet health by facilitating access to affordable pet care, free pet vaccines, cancer resources, and other veterinary support. So that's great. That's great. Let me know if you've had any positive experiences with Petco Love, and if you think that all the good work that this organization is doing is being negated by all of the bad that Petco does as a corporation. And again, I want to say thank you to all of the Petco employees that I've worked with, that I've talked to, that really do care about the animals. And despite the rigid corporate culture that they work within, they figure out ways to give those animals in their stores better lives and to empower and share good information with the customers that come in there. You guys are really the last line of defense. And that's what's so frustrating, is that we all are caught in this corporate structure, which seems to be so rigid and resistant to change. What can we really do? You know, I always say in rescue, it's like the problem seems to be getting worse, but the individual lives that we save make it worth it, and it's all we can really do. But it's because we're fighting forces like these big chain pet stores. Petco's not the only one. And it seems like they just foster this ignorance and this idea that animals are disposable, that they're a commodity, and that, you know, it's really, they're just, caring for them is just easy and you don't have to know anything to do it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Thank you guys for listening to me rant. Until next time, thanks for watching.
What's the difference between an animal shelter and a rescue? It's a lot more than you think. Watch this video to find out.